Hey guys, what's going on? So I want to talk about a couple of things. The first thing I want to talk about here is the new Georgia law, the SB 202, I believe. And it talks about Georgia switching over to obtaining voter IDs in order for you to vote if you're a resident of Georgia. I live on the neighboring state of Tennessee, and all I got to say is, look, guys, when I voted, and I want to hear both sides of the story. And now, again, I'll go right off the bat by saying this. I'm kind of in the middle. There are things on the left that I believe in, but there are a lot of things on the right that I believe in as well. So you can kind of consider me in the middle in some ways. And I'm not going to get into that right now, but I do want to get into the voter ID thing. I don't know. I mean, without being too harsh on people, without offending many people, I don't understand how black people don't realize what's going on with this. If you have a bunch of white people, you got a bunch of white folks getting on mainstream media talking about how you guys don't know how to obtain a voter ID and how you guys don't even have IDs or licenses or anything like that, or that you're unable to obtain that. I'm just saying that sounds kind of racist to me. I mean, help me understand how that doesn't sound racist. It seems like these people are putting a group of people down, in my opinion. It seems that they don't think that these group of people, these minorities, these elderly, and these African Americans are able to obtain voter IDs because they don't have an ID. I have yet to really meet someone that tells me I don't have an ID. And I've met a lot of people. I have the kind of job that allows me to see people identifications, you know, and I've never really saw that as a problem. Usually the only time that you run into someone that doesn't have an ID or some form of something, it's usually going to end up being a younger person, a juvenile, for instance. You know, they're not really focused on getting documents like that. Probably, you know, they'll have a birth certificate, maybe a social security card, things of that nature, library card, you know, but a state issued ID as a ID or driver's license, you know, they might have to wait a little bit before they can obtain that, you know. And so in my opinion, I just think it seems very racist to assume that a group of people can obtain an ID that it's difficult for them. Not even trying to make this an issue, guys, but I never even thought about it that way, you know. When I turned 18, I just said, hey, let me go get my driver's license from the Tennessee DMV. And that's it, guys. That's all I did. I didn't look at it as some kind of a issue where I had to go through, you know, obstacles to obtain those documents. They were just there. I mean, it was the easiest thing to obtain. Now, of course, when I was getting my driver's license and my learner permit, I had to learn how to, you know, state laws, you know, what does this sign mean? What does this other sign mean? You know, right of way and markings, things of that nature, right? Nothing difficult. Yeah, I know we all struggled a little bit. There was a couple of friends of mine that, you know, that failed the tests. But as far as I know, obtaining an ID wasn't difficult, okay? I don't see how this is racist, yet the left wants to twist it somehow to make it seem like it's a racist thing to ask people for a voter ID. Why is it racist, guys? I mean, you ask for IDs to, you know, to buy a freaking DVD, guys. You go to Walmart and you buy a DVD, and if you're not over 18, you know, for a rated, you know, for a rated R movie or something like that, they ask you for an ID. I've been asked for an ID several times, guys, on the line. You know, I mean, they have to put in a birth date, excuse me, and they have to verify that. What's another one? You know, hell, I think I was on a plane one time, and I think they asked me for that. I can't think of another instance, but it's almost like, look, here's the thing. I almost don't think about it because it just happens. It was almost like, you know, second nature. It was almost common sense to know that they're going to ask you for a form of identification for certain things. When I voted here, I voted in a small town. It was a rural town, and it was small and everything, and I voted for the elections. And I can tell you that without even hesitation, they asked me for an ID. I had those documents ready. I mean, it's just not, common sense. You travel or you walk around or you're just out and about as a female or a male. I'm sorry, as a gender, I guess, without offending anyone, as a person, you're walking around and you just have those forms of documentation on you. You have an ID, you have something. So all I'm saying is, when I came to vote, I had to provide an ID. That was it. There was no other way around it. I mean, and there was no weird conspiracies, no nothing. They just said, we need to see your ID along with your voter card. Your, I think, voter registration card, yeah. And I showed that, I displayed that, and that was it. And it was a pretty long line, but you know what I did? I made sure my ass was up here on time. I made sure that I could get, in line at a decent time and not wait last minute so I can end up at the way back in the line, where people, they had to stand around a little bit. And of course, that's a little, it's a little sucky to be waiting. But at the end of the day, guys, I mean, it's normal. It's going to happen. And so my thing is, they're talking about how they think it's messed up that you have to be in a voter line and provide water and so and all this. Look, I can understand that, right? If a station wants to provide people with waters, I can understand that. Basic little needs like that. Maybe water, maybe a couple of snacks, if that's a thing. I get that, guys, okay? If it's a long line and everybody's frustrated, to make it pleasant, I can understand that 100%. But when you're talking about making voter IDs racist, I think it's stupid, and I don't think it's racist. I think that black people don't realize that these liberals are actually putting these people out to be kind of stupid. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with a voter ID. I don't see anything wrong with with showing proof of that. So with that being said, guys, I mean, I just think that it's ridiculous. I think that there's a lot of things that I don't agree with. I think it's kind of messed up that Joe Biden said, a lot of people in these urban communities and in urban areas and minorities don't know how to register for the COVID vaccine or don't know how to register for this. I mean, okay, I guess you could say he's being real. I guess. Hell, I don't even know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, it seems like he shouldn't have said that, but that's just me. But if nobody took offense to it, then I guess, I mean, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's just my 2 cents. If you disagree with me, or if you believe that there's some form of a systematic racism with Georgia implementing this, then let me know. Are you with me on the comment section? Let me know, or comment, or anything. I mean, let me know, and I'll get back to you. Hopefully this is not the last video that I upload, as I plan to make this channel into something that I record videos and I state my opinion on certain matters, and we can go from there. Other than that, everybody have a blessed day, and I mean, hell, let's try to get along, I guess, It's all we can do, right? Everybody, take care.